Hey there, KWXers. Today, in this video, we'll be talking about the upcoming winter storm for Tuesday and the upcoming blizzard event possible at the very end of the week. More at the end of the video. But let's get started and see what we got cooking up for us today. And to get us started, it does look like we have a tornado watch right now in effect for New Orleans, and a lot of the Louisiana area right now is a tornado outbreak is expected to happen around midnight tonight. Expect a tornado watch to be elevated over to these areas, including as well. And if we move over here, here's our ongoing low pressure system right here. You can barely see it through the red, but it's very visible. And that same thing is what's going to be ejecting off this way, potentially giving off heavy snow to these regions of the United States right over here. And yeah, that's basically what we got going on right now. So let's take a look at what we got going on for our upcoming forecast. And let's take a look here right now. As you can see, this is the latest HER. On the latest HER, you could definitely see that, the lots of snow in the morning hours, it looks like, potentially starting pretty early, and it goes all the way till the 1 p.m. time frame, it seems like, and that will be just enough, it seems like, for potential 4 inches of snow, 4 to 2 inches of snow, hence why we have a winter weather advisory for those areas right now. And we have some pretty high cloud tops potentially bringing down, so that could definitely bring down some pretty heavy snow. And let's take a look at any thunder snow potential. It does look pretty limited now. It was looking better a couple moments ago, but it does seem like we have some potential for a isolated bolt during the morning hours, and I think that'll be a very limited thing. And if we take a look at the wind gusts, winds will be really much gusting. I mean, we might even see a blizzard warning extension for those areas over here, because that snow with those wind gusts could really be packing a punch to those in that area. So as you can see, it's looking like a 980 millibar. And if I take a look at the total snowfall, yeah, here we go. So 4 to 5 inches of snow, it looks like, for the southeastern Michigan area as of now. We are going with a upcoming update right now, and we can definitely see that heavy snow developing for these areas here. This is a more accurate thing right here. As you can see, the Michigan area getting up 3 to 4 inches of snow for these areas here, along with the heavy wind and rain, making it really slushy and difficult to drive in. And if we look over here, 10 to 8 inches of snow for these areas affected, and this looks to be a pretty minor winter storm. I mean, if I look at the 18Z, we could really get the full event. Now, what's different about this is, well, this one gives us like an inch for the southeastern Michigan area, but there is, I'm pretty sure right now, they did get rid of the, we only have a winter storm warning in effect for these areas over here, and that's really, all that we're seeing right now. All the rest of the Michigan area, except for the thumb, is under a winter weather advisory. And we do have winter storm warnings in effect for these areas and these areas right over here, as we last saw. And let's move on. So right now we have the EPS running, so we got that going for us. If I look at the 12Z Euro, we're going to take a look at the Euro for our blizzard event, possible at the end of the week. The Winter Prediction Center is also pretty well certain, so there's our Tuesday storm on the Euro. And there we have a Alberta Clipper maybe on Thursday. And then if we take a look over here, you can definitely tell there's a whole lot going on over here. And you could definitely tell this would be a blizzard event. I mean, a 978 millibar low is a no-joke storm, to be honest with you. And you could really tell all that snow. I mean, look at all that snow dumping overnight, meaning the thermal profiles will be pretty much really good. And with the elevated stuff, wrong thing going on, we could take a look at the wind gusts. I mean, yeah, look at this. The wind gusts are really going to be going crazy during this storm. I mean, the GFS has a lot more wind gusts. I'm about to take a look at that in just a sec for the Michigan storm. 42 miles per hour. I mean, that looks pretty sustained for quite a long time of heavy winds while we get the backside of that storm. And then during the Friday night commute, we got the 35 mile per hour wind gusts. I mean, we have winds gusts above 35 miles per hour for almost 24 hours, it looks like. And we take a look at the wind real quick. Go up to here. Yeah, you could definitely tell, especially on the shoreline, we're going to be seeing possibly some lake effect here. And you could really tell that this is going to be a big storm when even sustained winds might even be a little bit on the higher end side. And there's a big difference between this and the GFS. So for this weather model, we are looking at a good bulk of snow that day. I mean, yeah, look at that, 10 inches of snow. And if we go here, here's for the like including the entire weekend in general for all the lake effect snow and backside snow we get afterward. It looks like I'll need more info on that. We'll have a better snow map around tomorrow, Thursday. Really not that long until we get into the high resolution models. I mean, yeah, look at all this snow. This is going to be quite a big storm we have going on for the end of the work week and the beginning of the weekend. Now, if I look at the the GFS, it gives off a pretty similar result. Maybe even a more bulky on the snow part, but that includes the snow we're getting overnight tonight. So that's what could be a really big difference. So we're going to use the 24-hour for now. You can definitely tell there's a big difference right there. And, I mean, look at that. 21 inches of snow, 16 inches of snow, 10 inches of snow. It doesn't matter where you are. You'd be in a blizzard warning. And I'll show you that in just a second. I'm not saying there's a 100% chance, but there's a pretty good chance. We'll take a look at the ensembles, too. Michigan could be a real big hitter. And you could really see this. I mean, look at this thing. This thing will have such a low pressure according to the GFS, which could definitely change a lot. We're still 100 hours out somewhat, but this pretty much is going to be a big winter storm on the front end and the back end. I mean, look at this. This is pretty much an eye wall, it looks like. I mean, we go from 27 miles per hour, it cools down, and then on the back end, we have those soaring winds across the area, and that could be a real big factor. I mean, and look at these winds. These winds from storms go for a while. I mean, look at these constant windstorms. And we're also seeing potential for a really large polar vortex coming in next week. Martin Luther King Jr. week does look a little crazy. This includes the entire United States. I mean, look at this model. Absolutely just mind-blowing. Look at some of these temperatures. Negative 24 on the wind chill. This is just absolute chaos for the area, and this would definitely be closing schools, but definitely too early to mark anything out. But I will say we are definitely going to be seeing some very, very cold temperatures at the bus stops next week, and maybe even no school due to maybe even after this big snowstorm that we get, salt would be almost ineffective, and this does look like it's going to be really windy over the weekend, so any snow will just get drifted back onto the roads, and that is a pretty big concern. I mean, you can see the thing wrapping cold air around it right here, and you could just see all that cold air feed into the United States, and it just set like almost entire 24 hours of wind chills in the negatives, and that's a polar vortex we have not seen in a pretty long time. And this doesn't even get us out of freezing temperatures for at least part of Michigan until the 24th. And one thing before we take a look at one final thing we have to look at, if we'd like take a look at the euro, you'll almost get the same exact result. Oh wait, this is the 18Z, my bad. And you get that really big snowstorm on Saturday. You can see it wrapping around. It's a little weaker, but definitely still dropping a really large amount of snow and getting pretty strong wind gusts nonetheless. And you still get those extremely cold temperatures to feed into the United States here. I mean, we can take a look at some of these areas. -19, -30. This is like some pretty crazy Arctic air that's filling into the United States. And we can take a look at the EPS, which just came in right now. Really luckily, the ensembles have been a pretty good agreement. Yeah, look at the ensemble agreement here. This is a chance of 1-inch snow on Saturday evening. Well, within 24 hours of Saturday evening. So this is Friday evening into Saturday evening, a 96%, 98. So this is a pretty certain storm according to the ensembles that have been getting better and better. And this is potential for 4-inch snow. Look at this. Like, this is a pretty good sign that we have a lot of ensemble agreement. Even if I look at the GFS, you'll almost get the same exact result, just a little bit on the lower end. It still has some stuff to buff out, but potential looks really high, and we could definitely see this here on the probabilistic winter storm severity index. And this is potential for a major winter storm, and you could even see that fill in to the area. And this is chance of moderate impacts. Again, this is just because we have a lot of time, but right now this has been uptrending every time I've looked at it, and this does look like it's going to be a pretty crazy storm possibly over the weekend. So please be very careful. If you're traveling over the weekend, please be careful. I'll be making more and more videos on this event because this event looks extreme, and this could definitely be a really big snowmaker, windmaker, but please know that we're still 100 hours out, and things are not certain until they happen. So please do not take anything I say all to heart, and that's basically all I have to say for today's video, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.